Senator Lazarus.
Thank you, Mr President, and we'll stay on the Northern Australia theme. My question, which I am reading on behalf of fellow Queenslander Jake Farrell of Townsville, is to Senator Colbeck, representing the Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development and Agriculture and Water Resources. Townsville is in the depths of one of the driest periods on record and now on level 2 water restrictions with only 30% of the water left in the town. Queensland has been in severe drought for 4 years and the situation is worsening. 80% of my state, of course, is drought declared. The government's agricultural white paper provided for the injection of capital into water infrastructure and research to address the problems being caused by drought. Despite this, nothing appears to be happening. Can you tell me what steps the government is taking to urgently assist the people of Townsville, Queensland and the rest of Australia with the drought and the delivery of water infrastructure solutions?
Order. The Minister for Tourism, representing the Minister of Infrastructure and Regional Development, Senator Colbeck.
Thank you, Mr President, and can I acknowledge Senator Lazarus and the concern he's expressing on behalf of his constituent and acknowledge the question. It is an important issue, and obviously with something like 80% of Queensland, I think it is now, that's declared in drought, it is obviously an issue that the government has significant focus on, and I know that Minister Joyce has spent himself a fair bit of time in Queensland and in other areas around the country where we're dealing with issues around drought. And Senator Lazarus is correct. In the white paper we made quite significant contributions towards particularly water infrastructure, and that's one of the reasons that I know Minister Joyce was very, very keen to bring the water portfolio back into this particular portfolio, because he wanted to ensure not only was the environment properly looked after as part of managing our water resources, but also that there was fair resource available for our agricultural sector, given that the intention of the government is to make agriculture one of the 5 pillars of the economy.
Order.
So, Mr President, the government has in place a group within the Department of Agriculture that is developing the rollout phase of the agricultural white paper. We will be working with the states to determine the priorities that the states will have as well in the respect of water infrastructure. And of course, part of the conversation that we had in Northern Australia over the last few days was the huge importance of water resource, the infrastructure that was required to take that water resource to the right places, how that might be best used in the development of Northern Australia. And so we are quite focused on rolling out our commitments.
Thank you, Minister. The time for answering the question has expired. Senator Lazarus, a supplementary question.
Queensland farmers are on their knees, as we've just said. Overseas buyers, including China, are circling our farmers like hawks, buying up our land because our farmers are on their knees due to drought. What is the government doing to protect Australian farmers from predatory behaviour from overseas countries and international companies?
Minister.
I've got a different folder.
Thank you, Mr President.
Order.
Thank you, Mr President. Mr President, the government has taken action in respect of the management of agricultural land, and we note that the opposition is now opposing the measures that we're proposing to put in place with respect to identifying who owns agricultural land in this country, but also the thresholds which we're putting in place.
Order on my left. Order on my left.
I haven't finished my answer yet,
Order.
Senator Wong. I haven't finished my.
On my left.
I haven't finished my answer.
Pause the clock. Order. Order on both sides. This is not a chance to debate across the chamber. Order. Senator Conroy. Order. Senator Wong, this is not the time to debate the issue. Order on both sides. Senator Conroy and Senator Williams. Minister, you have the call.
So in particular, the Labor Party have decided that they won't support the thresholds that we're looking to put in place to protect agricultural land. We think that that is a sensible measure to ensure that not only do we scrutinise what is in the Australian interest with respect to purchase of agricultural assets, but also
Thank
the
you,
register
Minister.
will work
The
as
time
well.
for answering the question has expired. Senator Lazarus, a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. The Kidman property, which spans 4 states and territories, including Queensland, is Australia's largest private land holding and includes the world's largest cattle station, is up for sale. The Chinese are in negotiations to buy it. Will the government intervene to stop this massive parcel of valuable Australian land being sold off to a foreign country?
Yeah, just before I call the minister again, and I remind all senators in asking questions that the supplementary questions are designed to be formulated from the primary question and also the answers given. I'll allow this again, Senator Lazarus, as I did yesterday, for this question to stand, but I just advise senators to be cautious with their questions. Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. Senator, you would know, or perhaps should know, that there are processes in place under which people come into this country wanting to invest in our agricultural assets, land, and also agricultural businesses, have a process to go through. That's why we want to put in place those protections and the thresholds that will give us proper oversight of that. That is the purpose of what we're doing. The Kidman station would very much fall within the framework of what we're proposing to do as a government. I would hope that you would support the amendments that we're proposing to put forward very soon within this place. It is important that we go through a proper process to understand that a purchase is in the national interest, and I think we all understand that that's an appropriate thing to do, regardless of which side of politics that we're on. So that station, you're right,
Thank you,
is for sale,
Minister.
and there are
The
a
time
number
for
of
answering
parties,
the
as I
question
understand it,
has
who are interested in
expired.
purchasing it.
Order.